Keputusan melaksanakan PKP secara menyeluruh ini telah berjaya mengelakkan berlakunya peningkatan
peniaga-peniaga mikro yang bergantung kepada pendapatan harian mereka untuk meneruskan penghidupan. Begitu juga yang bekerja dengan gaji harian. Jika syarikat ditutup dan mereka tidak dibayar gaji harian, mereka juga menghadapi kesusahan untuk meneruskan penghidupan. 2.8 juta rakyat berisiko hilang pekerjaan. 2.5 juta pekerja terjejas pendapatan dan sukar meneruskan kelangsungan hidup. Kumpulan B40 akan kehilangan pendapatan dalam tempoh sebulan. Dianggarkan RM6.45 bilion dengan purata RM2,400 satu keluarga. Menurut laporan SKM ataupun Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia, sejak pelaksanaan PKP pada Mac 2020 sehingga Oktober 2020, sebanyak 13,445 syarikat telah tutup operasi. Tutup operasi bermakna ramai yang telah kehilangan pekerjaan. Jadi bila hilang pekerjaan di dalam keadaan seperti ini, maknanya rakyat semakin susah akibat daripada total lockdown seperti yang dicadangkan oleh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, my team and I would like to present about our project in the subject Object-Oriented Programming. This is a group project. First, I would like to introduce my team members. First is Wan AMIR Daniel bin Wan ZAINAL ABIDIN. Second is Muhammad Zahin bin Muhammad Yunus, and I AZNUR bin BADRUDIN. After that, I would like to present about my task table of content. First, we have introduction. Second, problem statement, objective, scope, GUI interface, UML diagram, and conclusion. Introduction. Object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that includes or relies on the concept of classes and objects. It is used to structure a software program into a simple, reusable piece of code blueprint, usually called classes, which are used to create individual instance of object. In our project, we use Java as the object-oriented programming language to complete our task given. The monthly spending calculator application program is a short system that calculates monthly spending to budget the financial. This project was implemented due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which make people need to make more saving, especially for those who lose their income because the impact of total lockdown. They struggling the economic growth. This budget calculator is and simple of calculator that allow the user to compare their monthly spending from the previous month. This is the best way to let us become more disciplined in saving money. This system requires user to key in some of their total spending details such as month, food, drink, shopping, bill, fees, and others. We could simply view the history or check the monthly spending file for each month that the file generates to stop us from spending too much. After that, what is the problem statement? A group of volunteers want to help the Malaysian citizen from bankruptcy while the COVID-19 pandemic. The citizens should calculate their total spend and plan their financial through the system after keying some of the data. The system will save the information on history for the user to review their spending and compare from the previous month. For objectives, first, the system was developed to complete our project-oriented programming project that was taken in semester 2. The system was intended to assist users who wish to reduce their total spending by calculating and budgeting their total spend monthly. Third, with the existence of this system, users can remind themselves from overspending by do some planning their financial. Fourth, this system is one of the simplest and easiest application from system ever exists and for all group of people. Fifth, the system was designed with a user-friendly concept where the instructions to fill out the details needed for registration are crystal clear. The system allows users to budget their total spending for each month. Second, the system will prompt users to fill in some personal details such month and total spending for each category of spending. Third, the total of spending note will be displayed after user click the done button. The application form will be reset to default value if the user click the reset button. If any of data is entered incorrectly or incomplete, the system will display an error message.
So now I will be presenting about the GUI interface. This is basically our project. So I will show you how to run, how to use it. So first, once the system is compiled and run, a Windows program will pop up as the figure below. So like something like this will pop up. Next, so the user will need to select the key, select and key in the detail of the month, their limit of using the money, and total spending of each category to let the calculator record the data. So what we need to do here is to select is for only for the month, and others for the limit, food and drink, bills and fee, shopping, and also others will need to be keyed in. So as for here, the combo box was implemented into the codes to allow the user to choose the month easily. So right here, you can click this button and the month of will pop up, and you will just need to select. Then there was a button reset here for you to reset the data that you key in. So if you have key in the data, then the data will be cleared. So here, when you finish key in the data, you need to click done button. So the button with text done was created in order to allow the user to make the calculation, and J option pane will pop up and show the total spend and remind whether the user overspending their money. So right here, right now, this is the example. So it show the J option pin and tell you about the month and the total of the spending. So right here, it is good because it not over the limit. So if you over the limit, it will tell you that you have been spending too much. So if any of the form in the text JText field is incorrectly entered and incomplete, an error message of the option pane will be pop up with please fill in the amount, which need you to put the right data. So right here, as the example show that on the bills and fee, it is wrong data, which is alphabet, not number. So it tell you to please fill in the amount. So if you put the right data, then it will completely calculate the total amount. So now for the UML diagram, we have a GUI project tree, which is the class name. So on the database layer, we have private PNN1 JPanel, private image1 JLabel, private LBL1 to private LBL9 JLabel, private BTN1 to private BTN3 JButton, private image1 to private image2 image icon, private TXT1 to private TXT5. We have JText field. So this is for the input. This for the icon, this for the button, done, reset, and history. So we have a method here. We use a GUI project tree, read file string, write file string, and action perform. So as for the conclusion, in conclusion, object-oriented programming OOP had helped us to get started on developing a simple project in semester 2. We had implemented some of topic from our study in OOP, which are inheritance and polymorphism, exception handling, graphical user interface, and even driving program in our code. Besides, learning OOP requires us to think logically because the structure of the program and planning at the best beginning of the program. Last but not least, we would like to thank all the people that help us in completing this project, especially our lecturer Dr. Siti Rahida binti Ahmad. Thank you.
Wabarakatuh and hello everyone. My name is AMIR bin ZAINAL ABIDIN 220032, representing my fellow members Muhammad Zahin bin Muhammad YUSOF 220031 and AZNUR bin BADRUDIN 190287. So for today, I would like to present our project, which is called as Monthly Spending Calculator. So as you can see, here is our full coding for this project. So first thing first, I would like to compile and run our project. So there you go. This is our project. So as you can see, the user have to select the month and register their limit for this month. So for me, I will register my limit for January is 1000, let's say. Then the user also have to register all their spending for each category, which are food and drink, shopping, bills and fees, and other. So let me register first. So after that, I have to press done to calculate my monthly spending. So there you go. Here is my spending for January, which is 400. So as you can see, there is a good one sentence, which is mean my limit is my spending is below than my limit. So it will pop up the good one sentence. So let's say I exceed the limit. I put 50 as an example. So you'll pop up that's too much. So this means I exceed the limit for my spending for my January. So the user also can register for the other months. The user just have to reset but press the reset button and then select the other months and register the months their spending for that month. So beside that, we also create a button, a history button, which the user can use to check out their spending history all the month. So let's say I want to check my January spending. So I just have to select the January and press the history button. So there you go, my spending for January. So besides that, the user also can check out their spending history through the TXT file. Just check the folder which contain the coding file, and there's a January file. So there you go, my total spending for January. So for the coding, we use a few methods which are read file method, which function as to read the TXT files. Besides that, we also use write files, which will write all the data into the which will get all the data from the TXT file. We also use the action performed method, which we use to register action into the button. So for the first button, I use it for the reset button, which they will reset all the text field to null. And the second button is for done, which I get all the data from the text field and put it into the option pane, so it will calculate all the spending. And the last button, which is the history button, so I use the read files to read all the data from the SD file and put into the option pane, which will show you all the history of your spending. So yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.